We picked two countries, and Spain is in it, and one other country that are not in the global south. All right. But the list is much deeper than that. And we picked that because if you're like us, like right now, Western Europe is the thing. I'm just going to say, we live in our best life in Portugal, right?
Right.
We live in our best life in Lisbon, Portugal.
It's definitely the thing right now.
But 10 years from now, we're older, but 10 years from now, that might not necessarily be the case. And we can thank Trump for that. It was inevitable, but it being 10 years from now, we can thank MAGA for that. Thank you, MAGA. Right, I did do the zeros right in my head. 26,400 per year. You can live in all of the places that we're going to talk about. $26,400 per year. Anybody watching this probably can make that money doing call center work, right? First one is
Osaka, Japan.
Osaka, Japan. Clean, safe, efficient, respect-based society, excellent healthcare. To be pulling up. The cost to live in Osaka for a family of two living city center is $2,189 per month. That's right, y'all. And you can see here where we get the scores: quality of life, walkability, crime level. I showed you the crime level of New York City. That's 50, right? So let's measure it off of New York City. Osaka is much safer than New York City. UN type organizations, etc. And so we look at their score, and then we look at how they look at immigrants in general. They don't have a score for Black folks, so we just have to say people who are different, immigrants in general. And then we look at how they treat the LGBTQ community, and then we decide how free it is to live there, right? Because America at one time was the most free country, if you look at these studies. But was it free for you? It sure as hell wasn't free for me. I've never felt free in America, ever, ever. My parents made sure that I knew that I was not a full citizen in the United States. They made sure that I knew that I could not do the same thing that my white friends could do. Both at home, don't you dare say you hate me, and outside of the home. That's how I grew up. So we grade Japan as mostly free. So that's Osaka, Japan, y'all. We know Black folks who live in Japan and they love it. We know that it is a very homogenous society, but there is no lethal racism. Number 2 on our list.
Sevilla, Spain.
He spelled it wrong. He spelled it American. It's Sevilla. It's Sevilla. We are European, so we say Sevilla.
It's warm, welcoming culture, rich history. It's walkable, affordable health care.
Excellent quality of life with easy access to the rest of Europe. Sevilla, you can live in Sevilla, family of 2, city center, 1-bedroom apartment for $2,000. Walkability, excellent. Crime, you see that? It's safer than New York City. Great quality of life, great quality healthcare. You see all of that? All of this information you can find in the databases that are in our Move Abroad Toolkit and our Ready to Retire Toolkit. Excellent quality of life with easy access to the rest of Europe. To me, this is a plan A country and not a plan B country. Why do I say that? I think it's fine for now, but 10 years from now, we said Western power is going to be a thing of the past. And that means Western Europe. That means Portugal. Sorry, Portugal, we love you, but the United States effed up. And you put all your trust in that big brother, and he effed up, and so now it's all going to pot. That's just the fact. But today, and for the next 5 to 10 years, right? Sevilla, Spain could be your place. There is a growing Black expat community, and I can name at least 4 families that I know in Spain that love it. And I'm sure you can find a lot more online. You'll always want to go ahead and with Osaka, Japan, and Sevilla, Spain.
Mm-hmm.
Look for those Facebook groups, you guys. We have to build community, and there is community there. All right, there is community there.
So we grade Spain as free. It's a Catholic country, so there's still issues around abortion, but it is mostly legal. And LBGTQ report way better than average.
Yep. So a lot of these places allow for abortion, but not just for any old reason, right? And so it's kind of like where we were 6 or 7 years ago in some states, right? Where they had started to say that it had to be, within the first 4 months or 5 months or first trimester, et cetera, et cetera. So to get an abortion because of money reasons is not allowed. But in the first trimester, it is. And then after that is for women's health, right? So that's Spain. But number 3, Manizales, Colombia. Colombia, affordable, scenic, friendly locales.
Strong digital nomad community and lower costs of living.
Right. Y'all, Colombia is not the Colombia of the 90s. All right. So stop with all of that. It is not. And yes, there are dangerous cities in every single country, some more than others. All right. But Colombia is not the Colombia of last century. It is not. And see, quality of life, high. Quality of healthcare. Everybody always asks us about healthcare. What about healthcare? What about healthcare? What about healthcare? As if the United States has good healthcare. Their healthcare sucks. It sucks. And it's expensive. And they don't give preventative. It's all reactionary. So you see this. You can have better quality of healthcare in Colombia. You can have a lower crime rate in Colombia. Better pollution in Colombia, better walkability in Colombia, better quality of life in Colombia. Don't let these people fool you with this nonsense and propaganda. And so their freedom score, mostly free. They are mostly free. Discrimination and all that is good. LGBTQ they have legal right to get married, et cetera, et cetera. Women's right and reproductive health, it's Catholic, right? But as far as racism and people looking different than you that are your neighbors and stuff like that, it's all good. All right. There are a ton of folks who are from the diaspora that were brought there when we were brought to America. They were brought to Colombia and they've been there the whole time. A lot of South America has a different relationship with their former people who are ancestors or descendants of folks who were enslaved. They have a lot different relationship than America. America is the petri dish of everything that is horrible in this world today.
Number 4 is Bangkok, Thailand. And we really enjoyed Bangkok, Thailand. Urban conveniences, world-class healthcare, affordable luxury.
There is a huge expat scene. It is rich in culture and opportunity. If you're in Bangkok, they have a Black expat community there that is thriving. Bangkok, the pollution in Thailand.
Yeah, what you said.
You see it. There it is, right there. Okay? And that affects the quality of life. The traffic also affects the quality of life. I'm going to be honest. But they have found a way between public transportation and life underground to get around without dealing with all of that traffic. Not only that, them damn, what do they call them? Damn scooters and mopeds. Let me tell you, family of 5, one moped, 2 babies looking at their iPads while they're riding down the
They
street.
riding them things like it ain't no big deal.
Like it's no big deal. In and out, in and out, in and out of them cars, in and out of that traffic. Y'all. I wouldn't do it, but I could live in Bangkok. I totally could live. As a matter of fact, there is no place on this list where we could not live. Okay? We wouldn't do that to you. We would not do that to you. Okay? And so here's where you go. You see, it's safer. Bangkok is safer than living in New York City, better healthcare than New York City, right? But the pollution and the traffic are, right? But if you can deal with that, then you're good to go. And no one who is there now seems to be like tripping. Okay? So do your own Googles and make your decision. But we love Thailand. It is an amazing place. It is amazing. They're not free because they still have a monarchy. And so, this was the place where they were caning folks just 20 years ago. Let's not get it twisted. Yeah. But weed is legal in Thailand, right? Medical and recreational today. Yeah. Now, recreational, I think, is going away. Yeah. But medical is still legal. All right. So this is a very they have really, really, really been working on making this more progressive. It is, the infrastructure is there, the everything. It's beautiful. Now, pollution, they have burning season, this and that. The pollution's just, I'm gonna be honest. All right. But Thailand is the bomb. Yeah. They're not free. LGBT folks, though, they don't have it hard there, right? LGBT racially friendly. All right. Thailand is the home of the what are they called?
Ladyboys.
The ladyboys. And it like I told you, in Phuket there is a street that is like what's the place in New Orleans? Bourbon Street is like Bourbon Street. But instead of, but instead of having women with big boobs, they had ladyboys. But no, they had both. They had women with big boobs and they had ladyboys. They had both. What's your pick? What you want? What you need? Right? They had both. All right. That's Bangkok. Look, y'all. I mean, that's Thailand. It is off the chain. It is off the chain. So if you're not trying to get a job or something like that, yeah, I think you're going to be good, right? If you can work remotely, if you are retired, digital nomad, you're making your money online, et cetera, I think you're going to be fine, right? Everyone that we talk to, from the mom and pop shop, the lady who didn't know English but was just bowing and smiling, and I was smiling and bowing because I didn't know what I was saying, right? To the person at the airport. We really, really, really had a lovely time. The 5th one is Florianopolis, Brazil. They speak Portuguese in Brazil, y'all.
They have an island lifestyle, right? Beautiful beaches, progressive attitudes,
growing tech and entrepreneurship scene. Now, Florianopolis is where, when I ask all of our Brazilian friends that we have here in Portugal, that I told them we're going to Brazil, where should we go? And every single one of them said Florianopolis. Florianopolis. Look at that walk score, 100%. Crime level, safer than New York City. Pollution level, moderate, typical, right? Typical, which brings down the quality of life. Healthcare, good. All right. You see that? You see that. All right. Now, freedom score in Brazil, they're free, y'all. They're free. You can say what you want to say. The press is free, et cetera, et cetera. Corruption in Brazil, I don't think we mentioned. They felt corruption. The people felt somewhat corruption in Thailand. They felt corruption. People felt that there's corruption in Colombia. And I'm putting it that way because the survey that was done was, do you feel? Not did you experience. It
Right.
was, do you feel or do you believe? Okay. And so those countries where people believed or felt like there was high levels of corruption from those people, from the countries that we named, would be Colombia, Thailand, and Brazil. No surprise there. Now, how much corrupt? Look, United States is corrupt as hell.
Yeah, I was going to say you're pretty much going to find that everywhere.
Some places to open a business, you got to pay under the table. In the United States, you donate to their leadership fund. You donate, right? You donate to their nonprofit, and then all of a sudden, your licenses and your all petitions get passed through, right? Right? Don't get it twisted. There's corruption in the United States. It just doesn't look as blatant. It looks a little bit more respectable. Right? But in Brazil, LGBTQ are protected. Women are basically protected. They still is Catholic, y'all. So they still have that thing about not for any reason whatsoever, just because you want an abortion, right? But everywhere else, as far as women in politics, in business, et cetera, all good scores. All right. And they're cool with having neighbors that look different than them. Number 6 on our list is
Quanka, Ecuador. It's low cost of living, great health care, established expat community, colonial charm, and temperate climate.
Okay, so let's show Cuenca. All right. So this is Cuenca, Ecuador. I had a brain fart, y'all.
Oh, say,
I had a brain fart. Cuenca, Ecuador. All right. So average quality of life, great health care, low crime, great walkability, average pollution. Don't let the propaganda fool you. Do not let the propaganda fool you. And you can live in Cuenca, Ecuador. 2 people, city center, 1-bedroom apartment for $1,283 per month.
Mm-hmm.
Per month, y'all. Per month.
Partially free.
Feeling of corruption again, right? But you cannot necessarily say, and you cannot necessarily say anything that you want. So Cuenca, Ecuador, as far as their political freedoms and the press and things like that, it's a little bit more restricted, like Mexico. All right, like Mexico. So just know that you don't want to be out in the streets, broadcasting any kind of disparaging remarks about their government. And women and LGBTQ are basically protected in Cuenca, Ecuador. All right. Number 7, we have never had this city on our list.
And it's a very beautiful city.
It is.
I really like this city.
It is off the chain, and it is Cape Town.
Cape Town,
South Africa. All right. Cultural richness, natural beauty, plenty of entrepreneurship opportunities. It has become a digital nomad and entrepreneurship hub. Oh my gosh, what you are looking at right now, we had so much fun when we were in South Africa for the second time. Excellent quality of life, excellent healthcare. Now, the crime. It's a 73. New York City is 53. So there is more crime than there is in New York City. But here's the thing, there's no guns. Right? Very, 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 very few guns. So crime are property crimes. All right. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about property crimes. Yes, there's some violent crime as well. Did I ever feel threatened when we were in Cape Town or in Joburg, outside of downtown Joburg? I never felt threatened in downtown Joburg, y'all. But Rick was like, you ain't going out there by yourself.
Well, I didn't feel threatened
And
either.
my sister was like, "Oh no, you do not walk downtown Joburg at night, period." And we walked at night Joburg downtown,
Yeah,
right? A few times with friends, and then just the two of us.
yeah,
A few times.
yeah.
Did you ever feel like, uh-oh?
No, I didn't feel that way at all.
But we did have our head on the swivel.
Well, yeah, you did because I mean, some of the street lights weren't working and traffic lights weren't working, so you ran into that kind of stuff. But you just paying attention to where you're walking and
As long as you're not parading money, I think you're fine.
yeah,
right?
walking around. Yeah, you don't want to walk around with your phone out, staring into your phone.
And acting like you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
All right. So
Like
that's what you don't want to do. That's what you don't want to do. But
but hell, I wouldn't do that in Denver.
No, I wouldn't do it in Denver either. Not anymore.
Mm-mm.
Not from what they're talking about anymore. Look, y'all, we really wanted to make sure that we gave you our version of the top cities to move to in 2025. Because what we said, although we have mentioned most of these cities before, it was for different reasons. All right. And this time we're really, really looking at places, at countries that we believe will be outside of harm's way.